Thank you. We have a kind of a tradition we've tried here now. We like to introduce our staff to the audience every night on our big shows. We have Roxy, my daughter Bree, Cassandra, and Casey on the floor tonight. And in the kitchen, Ken and Chris. Ethan and Chris are in the kitchen tonight. Treat your servers well. If they don't treat you well, let me know and I'll fire all of them. Okay. Tonight is the second ever comedy night at the Fret, something that I hope on down the road we can do a lot more of. The last comedy night was the same people that are here tonight. So glad to see y'all out. I hope you enjoy the show. It is now my privilege to introduce kind of a newcomer to the scene. Only had one other show, and it was here at the Fret. My good friend, best friend actually, please give a warm second Fret welcome to the Fret funny man himself, Mr. Bob Barber. Hey, how y'all tonight? Hey, thank you, Bob. Best friend? Huh. How'd you do? How many people here tonight are transplants from the north? Ooh, quite a few. Damn Yankees. I was born in the South Philadelphia. If I was a real Southerner, I'd still be home watching the end of the Alabama-Florida game. I think that's where I really like to be. Does anybody know what's going on? Nobody heard the score? Alabama? Beat number 1. All right. When I was 10 years old, I moved from South Philadelphia, suburbia Philadelphia, a little town called Springfield, to the Shenandoah Valley in beautiful Virginia. Onto a little 13-acre farm, my dad went from Buster Brown shoe salesman to 13-acre big-time farmer. It was fun. During that experience of moving from the north to the south, this was in 1963, I experienced a lot of things, as many of you folks that are transplants have experienced here. From the, instead of hi, how are you doing, to hey y'all. You know, just little differences in lifestyle. One that I thought of on the way here tonight, we freak out in the south when we get ice and snow and even the threat of bad weather. Everybody goes to the store to buy bread and milk. I went tonight because I heard, we might get snow, and I don't even like bread and milk. Everybody goes. Now don't misunderstand me, I love the South. I've been here, actually this year, 30 years. I moved to North Carolina 30 years ago, so actually with the Virginia, living in Virginia, probably about 35 years I've lived in the South, and I love it here. I love the lifestyle, I love the people. Actually, it has to be the best place to live. How many people have you ever heard saying they were going to retire to the north? I don't know anybody that does that. My brother Tom lives in Vermont, and he hates the South. Just hates it. He always kidding me about my accent, which is strange because when I go up north, I have a southern accent. When I'm in the South, I have a northern accent. I feel like straddling the Mason-Dixon line sometimes. But my brother hates the South, and I asked him why. And he said because people in the South are prejudiced. I guess he came to that conclusion by polling all of the black people in Vermont, all 3 of them. But there's lots of things that are different, and some of the things we're losing, even the speech in the South is starting to change with the influx of people from the North, and I don't want to call it interbreeding because that's not the right term, but you know what I mean. People, the population is melding together. We had 15 years ago here in this area, in Statesville, a lot of people moved down from Michigan, Pennsylvania, some of the economically impoverished states at that time. Now we're seeing a lot of people from Florida, California, and so we're losing some of these things, I think, that the South is well known for. My stepmom, when we moved down from Pennsylvania, my stepmom was born and raised right outside of Reading, Pennsylvania. And we were on the farm maybe a week, first neighbor comes over. My mom, hi, how are you? Pleased to meet you. Like you to come over to supper sometime. The typical nice welcome. A week later, the other neighbor comes over, and here's my mom. Hey y'all! How's it going today? You want to come over for some bagels? In a week, she learned the language. But you know, it works the other way. My twin sister, I have a twin sister, no mustache, but she lives in Florida. She lived in New Jersey. I went to high school in New Jersey for 4 years. She lived there for 6 years. She has now lived in Florida for 27 years. And if you call her on the telephone, I can't imitate the New Jersey accent, but she sounds like she's from Newark. I mean, she's still got that same accent and only lived there for 6 years.